Today is all about the eyes. The question is, should I try to keep my eyes on the target the whole time? Let's talk about it.
Drop.
So when we talk about the eyes, we've got kind of two things in perspective here. One, the eyes are a really good tool for visualization, obviously. So it's really imperative that we get our eyes on the target early, but also we have the eyes attached to this dumb head, which wherever it decides to go, the rest of our body kind of follows. So it's really imperative that we make this transition from eyes forward to any kind of turning at the right time so that we can get the maximal benefit of accuracy via visualization while not thwarting our efforts to maintain some kind of good form. So first, the eyes are playing a very active role. You'll see players go up in their pre-shot routine and they'll be here. They're gonna look kind of down sight using their disc, and they're going to imagine. From there, they're not going to take their eyes off the target. What we don't see are pros go back like this. Okay, I know where I'm at now. Let me go here. That breaks the whole visualization aspect. Can't do that, right? So they're gonna walk up, and of first importance, they're going to visualize the follow flight in their mind. So they're gonna get their eyes on their target, they're gonna work their way back, find their specific kind of apex of their throw. So if I was gonna throw a hyzer flip shot that turned, I might look downfield, find a nice tree, including the height on the tree. So maybe I aim at that branch there. And then at that point, I'm gonna walk my way back, keeping my eye on my target. So eyes, really, really desiring to stay there so that my body goes, okay, we'll figure out the rest. You just aim. So now the question of, do the eyes turn off the target? The answer is, it depends on how far you're throwing, because the thing that turns the eyes off the target is this lead shoulder. So the eyes wanting to stay forward for accuracy, but the head being very passive. So the head kind of gets bullied around by the shoulders. So when we walk up, whenever we start coiling and we start turning the shoulder back, my eyes are trying to stay forward, but at some point the shoulders have to get back to create more room, and the shoulder pushes the head back. If you fight it and you try to keep your eyes forward, you'll never coil. So if you force the head to stay forward and it's active, that's as far back as I can get. Really poor coil, I'm not going to throw far, right? So if I want to throw far, I've got to let this lead shoulder push the head back, right? How far back, it depends on how far you're throwing. So if I'm doing an approach shot with a putter, then my shoulders don't need to go that far back for the simple reason that I don't need to throw that fast. So my eyes, when I go forward with a putter, I might only need that much coil. Well, my eyes can stay on my target, at least out of my peripheral, so I might only get here for that shot. So the eye's default setting is forward. We let the head get bullied back a little bit, and then I can throw a nice little touch approach. If I'm trying to go farther, I need more. Means my eyes might get all the way off of my target. So I'm gonna let my eyes get all the way back to you even. So that's something that you're gonna have to learn, is how much coil do I need to get my shot there? Where's kind of the balance? If you can keep your eyes on the shot and you can get it there, I would do that. Unfortunately, disc golf holes are often farther and don't give us the ability to just keep our eyes on the target and throw 400 feet. Looking at you, Simon. What's up with that? So we learn to let the coil depth adjust and we let the eyes go back. What then causes the eyes to go forward? Well, you can guess, because you know that the eyes want to stay forward, the head is passive. So if my shoulders turn and my lead shoulder is what's pushing my head back, when my arm starts to go, what's going to happen to my head from this point? Is there anything pushing it forward? Answer, my head's going to stay pretty much still until it gets pushed by my trail shoulder. So on the way back, Lead shoulder pushes the head back. Trail shoulder pulls the head forward. Okay, so the head's never moving on its own. It's passive. Those are kind of the key players. The eyes want to stay forward. The head gets bullied around, pushed back by lead shoulder, pushed forward by trail shoulder. So now the question is, when do we coil the shoulders, which will move the head back, right? We see some variety among pros, but what I would recommend and what I think is simplest and the cleanest, feel free to disagree, is for you to coil the shoulders after the X step. So at this point, I'm in my X step. Once my right foot, my lead foot lifts up here, then I can start my coil on this final stride. So I would save it for there. And the reason is because if you decide to go back here and turn here, or if you force your head back during your X step, you're going to probably end up backwards with your hips. This is that idea of if we just let the head lead backwards early, it's gonna mess up some of our form pieces. The rest of the body tends to go. It's really rare to get the head leading back and this body trying to stay forward at this point. It's really awkward. Feel free to try it. So I would recommend eyes forward, still eyes forward, still eyes forward here, which can help you not turn your hips back. This is a two-way street here. And then coil. I think that timing, if I had to make everybody practice it one way and people weren't unique whatsoever, I would pick that. There are a few instances where we see some pros turn back here and then not do as much additional turning on the final step and they get their eyes off a bit early, but it's certainly not the majority. So to recap, I would say in your pre-shot routine, be really strong on your visuals here. Be really aggressive in keeping your eyes fixated on whatever your aerial target is, and then your disc is gonna move off of that. Keep it fixated, forward, 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 then you can let them turn back with the shoulders here, and then throw. So that's kind of my mini thesis on the eyes. Like I said, this is a two-way street. There's lots of ways that you can use the eyes to fix form problems. Then there's also lots of ways that you can fix form problems to allow you to keep your eyes forward on the target for longer and kind of fix accuracy problems. But there's too many different instances and too many of you to be too specific in that in one YouTube video. So if you're still struggling with it after this, check out our website. We've got coaches that individualize their teaching for the student because it's simply the best way. One size fits one. Thanks for tuning in. All the best when you're practicing. Peace out.